What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, coach of the Milwaukee Medichams, and welcome everybody to week 7 of the UCDL, where this week we're going to be taking on none other than Josh, coach of the Starter Supremes. Here are the teams. Plop. Overall, I actually really like my matchup here. This is in my opinion, quite the favorable matchup. I really like it a lot. There are some really scary things. The lead is going to heavily affect things. I am very scared about possible leads. I think this is going to be a very interesting game in terms of like how it's going to happen. Scizor is by far and away the scariest Pokemon on this team. I have Corviknight to wall it, but there's not much else that can, well, I have other things for it, but it's going to be stressful. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm curious to see if Donphan comes. I'm curious to see if Morpeko comes. Both of those Pokemon I could definitely see showing up here, so that is something I have to keep in mind. And, yeah, good luck up onto my opponent, as always, and, let's see what happens. Alrighty, there we go. So, I think most likely I'm going to end up leading Kyurem, because Dragonite lead scares me. There is no Dragonite, never mind, I'm not leading that. So we see Meowscarada, Milotic, Morpeko, Florges, Galarian Slowking, and the Scizor. So no Chi-Yu, no Donphan. We do see Morpeko, that makes sense. Let's see, what else do we don't see Dragonite, we don't see Zoroark either, which is absolutely phenomenal. I'm a big fan of that. So actually, I think here I will end up leading the Palafin if the Meowscarada is the expected lead, so that'll suck if that ends up being a thing, but it'll be fine. That is fine, it'll be what it'll be. Let's see, Choice Scarf, Kyurem is still good here. I still really like it a lot. Morpeko could be the lead, but if Morpeko's the lead, Bingo is a pretty free swap. I also think Joe is a pretty good swap as well. So I do kind of like this. I think this is good. Let's roll with it. And good luck up onto my opponent, as always, and let's freaking do this. We could also see a Milotic lead immediately, just so that way they can get the Flame Orb proc off, because I'm fully expecting it to be Flame Orb. I don't think that's going to be the case, though, so we'll see. Let's see what they lead off with. Alrighty, we are going to go ahead and see Flower Power the Florges. Oh, okay. I thought that was going to be Meowscarada. Okay, so this could be Scarf, I guess. Would Scarf knock me out? Like, I doubt it. Let's see. No, it would not knock me out. I'm going to click Flip Turn here then. I'm going to do a slow Flip Turn here. Bada bing, bada boom. Very curious. Okay, and that still does a lot of damage too, so that's awesome. We'd love to see that. They might have been expecting a Kyurem lead. That's my guess anyways. I think that makes a lot of sense. I could go into I Am Perish. I could also go into I Am Joe. Honestly, just in case they do like some sort of trick shenanigans, I think I will go into I Am Joe here, just to see what they want to do. We're going to switch into this Pokemon, bada bing, bada boom. Intimidate is not going to affect this Pokemon at all, but if you go for a trick, then that'll, yeah, okay. So Black Sludge, that'll hurt you ultimately. We are probably going to obtain the Choice Scarf if I had to guess. Let's see it. We're going to see Choice Specs actually. So Choice Specs is okay, it's fine. We're gonna see that they obtained this Black Sludge, so you're just going to get weakened down immediately, which is great for me. I was wondering if it was going to be Trick. I'm very glad to see that the Specs are gone, because I was worried about that. So, do I want to lock into Spikes here? I think I do. I will go ahead and go for a Spike here. We're going to see the swap, bada bing, bada boom. So Florges is going to be very heavily neutered at this point. We're going to see the Scizor switch in. That's best case scenario, because now I can go into Corviknight and start weakening this thing down. Spikes go up already. We'd love to see that. We could see an SD here, but if we do, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Corviknight still walls this extremely well. We're probably going to see a knockoff if I had to guess. I think that is makes the most sense here. So I'm going to go ahead and swap out this Overquill and go into Corviknight. Very curious to see what they want to do. Alright, we are going to go ahead and apply the pressure as well, which is great. Let's see the knockoff. Yep, that is the knockoff. That does diddly squat to me, which is crazy. We get a little bit of chip off, which is always nice. I think here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click, well, I don't want to click Roost yet, because there's nothing this thing really wants to do to me. There is no Ghost type here, so that's good to know. I could just click Body Press and fire off some free damage, and I think I kind of want to do that. I'll go for Body Press here, just to see what wants to switch in. Body Press is decently free. Obviously, the Galarian Slowking is a bit of an issue, but it do be like that sometimes. But the other thing about Galarian Slowking is we have Overquill for that. So Overquill is the check for Galarian Slowking. We're just going to fire for Body Press, so I'm curious to see if they go for a Swords Dance. They're just going to go for U-turn, so that's more free damage off on Scizor. Oh, that is massive. That's huge for me. That is unbelievably huge. The Florges also getting Black Sludge means it's going to have a much harder time going for Wish passing, which is really good. We're going to see Nibbles. My guess is that's Morpeko. That is going to be the Morpeko. So Morpeko is the swap. We're going to go ahead and see that they take some Spikes chip. That's great for me. me, they're immediately going to go into Hangry form, not that that matters. They're probably going for an electric move if I had to guess. There's no reason for them really to go for a dark move. I could go into Palmot here, and I kind of want to. Even if I lose my life orb, it's not the end of the world. So I think I'm going to go into I Am Bingo. And we could see a spin as well. We could definitely see a spin, in which case I think I just click Mach Punch for free. So that is fine by me. Palmot can switch into this pretty reliably. We are not Volt Absorb, so if they go for an electric... Okay, wow, Stomping Tantrum, well played. Does that kill? It doesn't. Okay, but that does neuter me quite a bit, so that is good to know. You could be Scarf. You could be Scarf here, I think. Do I think you're Scarf? I could... Let's see. Do I think you're Scarf? I don't think you're Scarf. I don't think you're Scarf here. I think I really want to go for a close combat, and I'm going to go for a close combat here. If you're Scarf, well on you. If you're Scarf, that's really, really smart and really, really well played, but I think if you're bringing this, you have spin on it, so I don't think you're going to want to... Okay, no, you are Scarf. Okay, well enough. If I had gone for a Mach Punch, then Palmot would have KO'd this thing, but that's fine. That tells me that you are Scarf, so that's good to know. I'm immediately going to go ahead and swap here. I could swap into a lot of things, actually. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into... Well, okay, what's the best play for me to make here? Stomping Tantrum does nothing to a Palafin, so I kind of just want to go for a flip turn on the swap, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Because you're very clearly... Well, no, yeah, you should be... Wait, hold on, let me double check, make sure I'm not throwing here. Okay, I guess I could be throwing. But... Am I throwing? I'll go for a Jet Punch. I'll be safe. I'll be safe here. I just realized I should have prepped a bit more around that. Palmot did not have any speed investments, so that was a bit of a throw on my end. Well, actually, Stomping Tantrum... Okay, that seems to be banded then. That seems to be banded. We're gonna see Leviathan. That's probably going to be the Milo. That is going to be the Milo. So Milo's going to switch in. My offensive check for this is dead, unfortunately, but my defensive checks are still alive. That still does a crap ton of damage to this thing. And it is going to be the burning like I thought it would be, so that's really good information to have. I'm going to go ahead and swap here and go into I Am Perish. That is just the freest button click for me. Unfortunate, I did throw that a little bit. I should have gone for the Mach Punch, and then that MORPEKO would have been dead, which would have been phenomenal for me. So that was a very big mistake on my end. I shouldn't have allowed that to happen. It do be like that. All right, we're gonna see a recovery here. That's fine. I'm going to go for a Muddy Water. Muddy Water is legal, so that is good information to have. And if I can get some free, like, stuff off, then that would be pretty awesome. We are Rest Talk, so we wall this thing very effectively. And if we can get some lucky accuracy drops, then that'll be very annoying for my opponent. So that's kind of the goal here. Again, very glad not to see any Dragonite shenanigans. Meowscarada does look a little bit scarier, but it's fine. Again, I should have gone for the Mach Punch. I will be kicking myself in the foot for that. We are going to see the Milo swap. The nice thing about this is that this Milotic gives me a free Politoed swap every single time. So that is very, very nice. We're going to see Flower Power, the Florges switch back in, so this is going to hurt this a lot. We're going to fire off the Muddy Water, and we're going to miss. Unfortunate for me. So we avoided the attack. That is what it is. You're going to go ahead and take some more damage. This time I'm going to go into Overcoil again, because just in case they go for a, just in case they go for the thing, I want to make sure that I don't allow that to happen. The trick, that's what I was going to say. And I want to make sure that they trick their specs back if they do opt to go for that. So I'm going to go into I Am Joe here. We could see Moonblast. Yep, we see the trick. So you're going to obtain your specs again. That's completely fine by me. I am okay with that. We obtain our Black Sludge, so we get our HP recovery back. I think you're probably going to swap here. I think there's a good chance you swap it to Scizor. If you don't, I'm just going to set up another layer of spikes. And you can keep tricking. You can keep doing what you want to do. I'm not scared of you anymore. We are going to see that you stay in, and I'm just going to set up a layer of spike, so that is fine by me. Let's see what they want to do. They just go for trick again, so they're going to keep taking damage from the hazards, or not that, but like the thing. Yeah, choice specs, I'm okay with this. This is fine. I'm fine with this, because you're going to keep weakening yourself down. I don't care. I really don't care. I think at this point you're probably going to let this go down, so I'm going to set up a spike, or you're going to swap out. Yeah, you're going to swap out. You can possibly leave that as a sack. We're probably going to see we're going to see this thing come in. Okay, that's fine. So that's going to be the MORPEKO, so I think this time I will go into Kyurem, and we're going to see more hazards. I think we're going to see a Rapid Spin, actually. I think Rapid Spin makes the most sense here. So, in case they go for an electric move, I will go ahead and swap, but I think we're probably going to see a Rapid Spin here. Yep, I'm going to go into I Am a Husk. I'm going to go into the Husk, and we are going to go ahead and click Earth Power, because nothing wants to switch into an Earth Power at this point, because there is no flyer, and yeah, so that is going to be really, really good for us. We are going to go ahead and swap to this thing. Let's see what they want to go for here. We're just going to see an Aura Wheel, so they will increase their speed. That's a lot of damage. Is that banned? Is that banned? That must be banned. Okay, that must be banded damage then, because that did a crap ton of damage. Holy. Oh wait, no, that was a Dark type move. That was a Dark type move. Okay, so I can go for Earth Power here. We're gonna see an Aura Wheel that should be resisted. Does it? Okay, we don't live. Unfortunate. So Kyurem is gonna go down. This Morpeko's an issue. I'm gonna go back into Palafin, and I'm just gonna click Jet Punch again. This thing is a huge issue, though. This thing is a very, very big issue. But because the hazards are up, Jet Punch is insanely free at this point. Jet Punch is so insanely free. Okay, so yeah, this game definitely is not going how I wanted it to go. I definitely did not prep around this Pokemon as much as I should have, but if they let this go down, that's phenomenal. At this point, this is their endgame win con, so that is good to know. And it does, I bet that's band damage. So I threw there. I should have, I guess, I don't know what I should have done there, actually. I shouldn't have let Palmot go down, I think. I should have kept Palmot alive, but it is what it is. We're gonna see Leviathan. This is still not gonna take this hit very well. So we're gonna see that they take hazard damage. We're gonna go for a Jet Punch here, bada bing, bada boom. Does a lot of damage. You're gonna take damage from the burn as well. The rain stopped, so unfortunately I will go ahead and swap it to Politoed. We could see, I think you might go for a recover here. We could see a flip turn. Honestly, I don't want to risk a Skull Burn. I'm going to go ahead and swap into Politoed here, just to be safe. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and make this play. I think this is the best play for me to make. Overquill is still kind of a check to the Morpeko, so that is good to know. We're going to set our Drizzle back up. We love to see that. And we're going to see a Recover. Okay, so they did go for a Recover here. This time I will go back and do a Muddy Water again. Unfortunately, we missed the first time, but if we land it again this time, then that's great for us. There's nothing really that this Milotic wants to do, so I'm going to click Muddy Water here and just be annoying. Muddy Water, we do go for it this time, and we do land it. Bada bing, bada boom. Does a little bit of extra chip damage. Love to see that. Mirror Coat is fine. That's okay. That is, yeah, that's fine. That's not going to do anything to me. We do have Rest Talk on this build, so I'm just going to click it again. We're going to see another Recover. That's fine. So that's really good to know that this thing has Mirror Coat. So that's the way it touches this. So it has that. It has Flip Turn. I'm very curious as to what the last move is. We're just going to keep clicking this button, and I'm just going to keep spamming it. And you could go for a Mirror Coat again. I don't care. I have Rest Talk, so this is okay with me. We're going to see a Surf. So Surf is our last move, so I can freely go for different hits next time. So that's good to know. We're going to set up a Muddy Water again. Bada bing, bada boom. Beautiful. Do we get an accuracy drop this time? We do. Let's go. This time I will go for a Rest, and that'll be that. And we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna see a Recover here, that's fine. I have Rest. The more we weaken down this thing's, like, moveset, I think that's its third or fourth recover, then, like, the more likely that Palafin can just win the game outright. So this is an okay situation for me. You're not gonna win this exchange at all. We're looking good. We're still looking good here. It's not great, but it's not bad either necessarily. Senior Snips, like, their nice thing here is that not much really wants to check anything else here. So, like, he's running out of checks for Jet Punch at this point. Even like Meowscarada. Like, if we get off a Sleep Talk, Meowscarada comes in and we fire off an Ice Beam, then that thing is dead. And that might be what happens here, actually. That straight up might be what happens here. I'm not even gonna lie. You take damage from the spikes. We are fast asleep. We're gonna go ahead and hope for an Ice Beam here. Come on, Politoed. Come on, Politoed. I believe in you, buddy. I believe in you. Yeah, let's go! Politoed, my goat. Politoed, my goat. Politoed, my goat. Politoed, my goat. Yeah, Politoed, my goat. Let's go! Whew! That was insane. Beautiful work, though, Politoed. Beautiful. Once Morpeko goes down, Palafin spams Wave Crash. That is literally what happens here. Florges can't come in at this point. Well, it can, but it's possibly going to die to hazards here. In fact, I think it will. It does die to hazards, so that's a kill for Overquill. Love to see that. Yeah, they're running out of checks for this real quick. We're going to see Nibbles. That's fine. I'm immediately going to go into Overquill. And you're going to take hazard damage as well, which is great. Love to see that. I do want to keep Corviknight around for the Scizor, just in case, but actually, no, do I? No, honestly, I don't need to. Scizor is so weakened at this point, I'm going to swap. I'm actually going to swap it to Corviknight here. If you go for an Aura Wheel, that's fine. If you go for, like, a Stop and Tantrum as well, or a knockoff, that's great, too. So, yeah, I'm okay if if they go for Aura Wheel here. That is completely fine by me. We're going to see Aura Wheel, that's fine. I'm okay with letting Corviknight go down here. Yep, that is fine by me. So we keep Overquill in the back as well. This thing can only kill like one more Pokemon realistically, so this is great for me. I'm immediately once again going to just swap into my Palafin, and I'm going to click Jet Punch here. There's zero reason for me not to. There's zero reason for me not to make this play. Yeah, Banded Palafin looks absolutely crazy here. Jet Punch, bada bing, bada boom. And if they let Morpeko go down, then Wave Crash wins me the game, straight up. So I think they do want to try and save this Pokemon, because it's the one thing that's preventing me from clicking Wave Crash. But again, it can only swap in one more time, and I have an Overquill with Intimidate in the back for that. So that is, yeah, this is just a really great situation. The only thing that wants to take a Jet Punch in the rain is the Slowking, or like the Milotic. I guess the Milotic can, but it's that's just a free Politoed switch, and then Slowking can as well, but I don't think it can take 2. Even if the rain goes down this turn, I don't think it can take 2 banded jet punches. So we're gonna see the swap here, bada bing, bada boom. Let's see what wants to switch in. It's gonna be the Leviathan, it's gonna be this thing. We're probably gonna see a flip turn here if I had to guess. Yep, we were gonna take the damage from the spikes. That is great for me. Jet punch, bada bing, bada boom. Beautiful work, and this should be rain stopped. Yep, that makes sense. And I'm going to go back into Politoed. You can go for a flip turn here. I couldn't care less, because if you go into MORPEKO, then that is great for me. I guess I could have also just stayed in and clicked Jet Punch again. I could have done that, now that I think about it. But I think realistically, you're going to want to click Recover here. I think that's just your best play to make. I think you always have to click Recover here. So, because if you click Flip Turn, then you're in range of another Jet Punch. We're going to see the hard swap, actually. So we do see the hard swap, so MORPEKO's going to come back in, I'm sure. Yep, it's going to be the MORPEKO. That is fine by me. I am okay with that. We're going to see that. You're going to take more Hazard Chip. Bada bing, bada boom. Beautiful. I think you should be in range to die to the next round of hazards, so that's good. Yep, we're going to see that. That's fine by me. We're going to go into Overquill. Intimidate, plus you are your Angie, so it's going to do less damage to me, which is great. Swap into Overquill. Beautiful work. And I'm just going to go for a crunch here, actually. So, because, yeah, I'm just going to go for a crunch. So that, yeah, resisted hit. You're not going to be able to kill me next turn. So I'm going to fire off a crunch here because nothing wants to tank a crunch at this point. And I think that's basically game 1. Aura Wheel, this shouldn't kill. Yep, it doesn't kill because Overquill's a beast. And then, yeah, Palafin with Jet Punch / Wave Crash just wins the game from here. Beautiful work. MORPEKO goes down. That's another kill for Overquill. Overquill putting in overtime. Haha, see what I did there? Overquill putting in overtime. Love to see that. And yeah, that's great for me. So let's see, possibly the Scizor switch in, possibly the Milotic. But I think if Milotic comes in, it dies. Or either that or they go for Recover. I could see both. I could see both happening here. If Milotic comes in, I just go into Politoed. Politoed's always the freest swap into that, because at this point, nothing really wants to check Politoed either, honestly. So we're gonna see the Leviathan come in. That's fine. Actually, I can just kill you now with Crunch, I think, right? I can surely just kill you with Crunch. Does 15 to 18%? That should be a dead Milotic, I think. So I'm gonna go for a Crunch. Crunch, bada bing, bada boom. Another kill for Overquill. Let's freaking go, dude. Let's freaking go. Scizor is gonna be the next swap. Let's go. Love to see that. You're gonna take a lot of Hazard Chip, though, so that's good for me. And then I think I can just spam... Should I just spam Crunch until the cows come home? Slowking Galar. Wave Crash in the rain. There's no way that Slowking can kill, or like that can live that hit. I think even outside of rain, it always kills just because of the hazards. So I think here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click Crunch. I'm just going to let this thing go down. Crunch, bada bing, bada boom. Beautiful work. Love to see that. We also outspeed too, which is insane. Defense fell. We were going to see this close combat. That is fine by me. Overquill, you did what you needed to do, bud. You really did what you needed to do. And now I'm just going to click Wave Crash and win the game. And now I just click Wave Crash and win the game. Let's go, baby. So Palafin will at least pick up 2 kills. GG's to my... Well, I don't want to say that too early, but again, I don't foresee a situation where they live this. So they're going to go for a Bullet Punch, obviously, because that's their best play. And it'll do a decent chunk of damage, but this Wave Crash will just nuke this thing. And then this should be... As long as the Slowking isn't boots, this should be game. Or even if the rain is still up. The rain is still up, so this is game, absolutely. GG's to my opponent. Really, really well played. Speed King is a crazy nickname. I love that. That is awesome. We already see the Hazard Chip as well. Alright, and now just a Wave Crash to finish off the battle. Once again, GG's. I already said that, but yeah, can't be overstated. That MORPEKO set really caught me off guard. I was not ready for Banded Pekko. I should have respected that a lot more in prep, in hindsight. I could have brought Sticky Hold, like Rocky Helmet, Gastrodon for that, I think, but ultimately, like, and I knew MORPEKO had a very good chance of coming. I just wasn't expecting it to be that specific set, so that set put in a lot of work. And then I also forgot about how the mechanic worked as well, so that is good to know. But yeah, Palafin's going to clean up the game. We love to see that. Nothing wants to switch into a Banded Palafin in the rain. And yeah, once again, be sure to check out my opponent's side of the battle down in the description below on their channel. Let's see, what else is there? Again, just massive respect to my opponent. That was a really great MORPEKO set. They played really well, too. I think just the Banded Palafin, there was no check for Banded Palafin. Also, the Ice Beam roll with the Politoed was massive for me. That was huge. I didn't necessarily, like, the fact that Meowscarada just immediately died to an Ice Beam was massive. I still had Corviknight in the back at that point, and Corviknight would have been the swap there, but that was still really, really, really massive. So, it wasn't as clean of a game as I wanted it to be, but we'll still take it as a 2-0. And lessons learned, definitely put more respect on MORPEKO. But once again, I've already said it before, but GG's. Be sure to check out their side of the battle down in the description below, and that'll do it. Thank you all so much for watching. We're 4-3. Love to see it, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates!